to me, I was kind of disappointed at sloppy practice today. At this point, installation's pretty much over. So there's a lot of guys to me that, especially young guys, have to understand how serious it is if they want to get on the field and go play. Older guys, you see them execute, you see them do things. But the young guys, they got to understand, the time commitment that they have to put in on their own. If they, we only get 15 practices out here, and the time they're going to have to put on their own to know what they're doing when they get out here, the extra study, and they can't just, show up here, expect to learn everything in practice, and then they will see you 2 days from now, or I'll see you just tomorrow at the meeting, and I'm spend my time in the meeting, and then go home and not do the extra thing. So there's little mental errors that disappointed me at this point with a lot of young guys. So.
Joe Morrow had a pretty big day. What have you seen from him? Did he? Yeah, he had 3
drops.
touchdowns.
Saw him drop 2 though. I don't always notice how good I'm looking at stuff that we have to fix. I did okay. Made some plays when the opportunity. Here's the thing: if you have opportunities to make plays, you got to make them. And that's really going to determine how much you play next year. If, we talk about that. Everybody out here, there's a lot of guys that have already made a lot of plays in games, and so a lot of times you won't see us put them in situations. I know scrimmages, who wins, who loses, guys do stuff. I don't know how in the end real it is or what an indication it is, because you're really just looking to accomplish or put guys in situations to see if they're ready to go make the play. So I guess if he had 3 touchdowns, that's pretty good. My mind should have 5 then.
I know your expectations are always high. But speaking of the receivers and the corners, this time a year ago there was a lot, more uncertainty, more inexperience with this year's kind of flip. Obviously, your expectation then probably goes up with that experience they gained last year.
Absolutely. One of the things that's always hard here, I want to see, as a coach, you want to come off and see really well-executed football. That's what you want to see. I don't know about, again, you talk like, who won, who wins, or who does what. What you want to do is see clean execution, and that should be a great battle. Receivers and corners, both with a lot of experience, and opportunities to come out here and showcase what they can do. They shouldn't be having to make tons of corrections. They should know what they're doing. They should get better at doing it every single practice.
A good bit of red zone and then 2 minutes of offense today. Is that the kind of thing you do this point of camp?
Well, it was. Today we put 2 minutes in for the first time today. Red zone we've had in and wanted to kind of review that for the scrimmage. Saturday, get another day at it right there. But, a lot of good situational teaching out here on the field today. I've got a bunch of mistakes made. As minor little mistakes of things that we can get corrected. But it's great to get them taught, and cover things out here on the field. And if you don't play those game situations, sometimes say as a coach, boy, I know that, but I didn't cover it every detail of everything that could happen out there on the field is critical. So a lot of things to teach, not just the plays, but the situations that are important for them to learn.
What do you like or dislike out of Richie Brown right now in the spring? He got a lot of time last year, but he can make that next step.
That's what we expect out of him. Expect them, like we said, we would have a 1A and a 1B defense. We want to have 22 starters on defense. So, they get treated as if they're starters, and we expect them to play as a starter for us. So, but I do think Richie's done a good job, has good leadership, has good knowledge of the defense, and I think he's becoming much more of a natural playmaker. Instead of thinking and just trying to do his job, he knows what to do, and he's making plays, and that's the development of a player that you want to see.
How do you correct those mistakes by the young guys? There's only so much you can do as a coach to get them in on non-practice days. What do you do to try to get them?
Well, it's everything. We address it out here on the field, and we'll cover it in meetings. But, a lot of these things now, they got to go, to me, a mistake that we correct, I have no problem with guys making mistakes. Don't make the same mistake 2 or 3 times over, And mental errors is to not, there's 3 types of learning: knowing what to do, how to do it, and why we do it. If you don't know that you can control the what, that's just you sitting there studying and knowing what to do. How to do it, then we got to coach all of those things. Technique, why we do it tells you then everybody understands the program. But to me, the what to do is really an investment by the young guys out here on the field studying and getting in their nose in the playbook and
get in their ear or something like that?
Absolutely. Well, I mean, they do it by position group, and guys do, and and I mean, we're on the seniors a lot about how they handle situations. And their job is to make sure the performance of their group is at a very high level.
What are your goals next and heading into next weekend spring football game?
Well, the spring game is fun and celebration of these guys to get to go. I mean, I want to see 30,000 people there. You can print that, put the demands out, right? That's your job to make sure 30,000 people are at that spring game. Set the record, got a new stadium, right? They should be coming in to come see it. Got an exciting year, finished on 3 straight wins. I want 30,000 people there, but I want the 30,000 people there so I can put some guys in situations that maybe haven't been in situations before that might get put into them this year, and want them to be able to handle it.
After you watched the film from Saturday, what did you like from that scrimmage, and what do you want to see from this week to improve?
Oh, I want to see us do everything a little bit better this week than we did last week. I don't care if you're a fifth-year senior or you're a redshirt freshman. That you've taken a step forward in one little detail of the game. The other one is to see a clean scrimmage. And that it's always hard, I guess, right now, because if the defense has a great day, is it great defense, bad offense? I want to see good football and guys making plays using great technique, and that's really important for us to see that in game situations in the scrimmage.
The defensive line returning a lot of girth and experience. What are you expecting out of that kind of unit this season?
A lot. It's kind of neat that you get to PJ and Caleb really doing minimum this, the 2 starters inside doing minimum this spring. We really put a lot of pressure on other guys and guys getting reps, but I mean, that's a position you need to be able to roll them through. We got to be 8 to 10 deep on the D line to get through games. So the fact that guys are getting a lot of reps, I think, gives us that opportunity to have a deep and talented D line.